What if I told you that some of the most beautiful, fascinating fish in the world are completely illegal to own, and yet thousands of people still try? They look harmless, peaceful, maybe even cute, but behind those bright colors and graceful fins, there are species so dangerous to the environment that the US government had to ban them completely. Some of them can walk on land, breathe air, or even wipe out entire lakes if released into the wild. Still, people smuggle them in, hide them in tanks, or buy them online thinking, what's the worst that could happen? Well, as it turns out, quite a lot. In today's video, we're diving into the world of illegal aquarium fish in the United States, the species that federal agencies like the US Fish and Wildlife Service and NOAA have put on the banned list. You'll see why they're forbidden, how people still manage to get them, and what can happen if you're caught with one. And by the end, I'll show you how to tell if a fish you're buying could get you fined or even arrested. So hit that like button, subscribe if you love aquariums, and stay until the end, because what looks like a beautiful fish might actually be a biological bomb. Chapter 1. The predator that walks on land, the northern snakehead. Let's start with a fish that looks like it belongs in a horror movie, the northern snakehead. Native to parts of Asia, this predator has invaded American waters and caused chaos wherever it goes. Here's why it's terrifying. It can breathe air, survive out of water for up to 4 days, and wiggle across land to reach a new pond. And once it gets there, it eats everything, fish, frogs, even small birds. The snakehead was first discovered in a Maryland pond in 2002, where it had completely taken over the ecosystem. Since then, states like Virginia, New York, and California have made it 100% illegal to own, transport, or release one. Federal law now bans all species of channa in the US, yet people still try to smuggle them in, drawn by their aggressive look and monster fish reputation. Videos of snakeheads attacking prey rack up millions of views online, feeding the fascination. But releasing just one into a lake can destroy an entire ecosystem. They breed fast, dominate native species, and are almost impossible to eradicate. So yes, this isn't just an aquarium mistake, it's an ecological disaster waiting to happen. Chapter 2. The beautiful invader. Lionfish. Few fish are as stunning as the lionfish. Its long fins, bold stripes, and calm movement make it one of the most mesmerizing saltwater species. But here's the twist. It's also one of the most destructive invasive fish in the Atlantic Ocean. Native to the Indo-Pacific, the lionfish made its way to Florida Reef sometime in the 1980s, probably when aquarium owners released their pets, and from there, it spread like wildfire. Each female can lay over 2 million eggs per year, and with no natural predators in the Caribbean or the Gulf of Mexico, lionfish now dominate entire coral systems. They eat everything: juvenile snapper, shrimp, even small groupers, leaving reefs empty. Because of this, owning or releasing a lionfish without proper permits is illegal in several states, and federal regulations classify them as a restricted species. What's ironic is that some divers now hunt them to control their population. In fact, lionfish tacos have become a trendy way to help save reefs one bite at a time. Beautiful? Yes. Deadly? Absolutely. And proof that even a well-meaning fish owner can change the ocean forever. Chapter 3. The toxic one, pufferfish, fugu. It looks adorable, right? The pufferfish, those round, cartoonish creatures that puff up when threatened. But don't be fooled. This little guy is armed with tetrodotoxin, one of the most potent poisons on Earth. Just one pufferfish has enough toxin to kill 30 adult humans, and there's no known antidote. That's why importing, owning, or even selling live pufferfish for food is illegal in most US states without special licensing. In Japan, they're called fugu and are considered a delicacy, prepared only by certified chefs. But in the US, unlicensed trade has caused several cases of poisoning, including one incident where mislabeled fish sickened an entire family. For aquarists, the problem isn't just the toxin. Puffers are aggressive, have sharp teeth that grow constantly, and will bite tank mates or even break heaters and filters. They're beautiful, but they're not beginner fish, and some species are completely banned due to their toxicity. Cute? Yes. Legal? Not always, and definitely not something you want the US Fish and Wildlife Service to catch you with. Chapter 4. The gentle giant that outgrows your tank. Iridescent shark, Pangasius. At first glance, the iridescent shark looks like a dream pet, sleek, silvery, and calm. But here's the catch. It's not actually a shark. It's a massive catfish from Southeast Asia that can grow over 4 feet long. The problem is that pet stores often sell them as cute, harmless juveniles. Then, within months, they outgrow every home aquarium imaginable. Stressed and cramped, they start crashing into glass, losing color and dying prematurely. That's why many states and several U.S. animal welfare laws have restricted or banned the sale of Pangasius for home aquariums. They simply don't belong in tanks under several hundred gallons. Even worse, when owners realize they can't keep them anymore, some release them into rivers or lakes where they don't belong. That's how invasive populations begin. The iridescent shark is a perfect reminder. Not everything that looks cool in a store stays small, and sometimes breaking the law starts with nothing more than a bad impulse buy. Chapter 5. The Movie Star Problem. Clownfish and Wild Reef Species. Ever since Finding Nemo hit theaters, clownfish became one of the world's most wanted pets. But behind that innocent orange smile lies a serious issue: illegal wildlife collection. Although farmed clownfish are legal, many others sold online still come from wild coral reefs, ripped straight from protected areas in Indonesia, the Philippines, or even U.S. territories. That's why importing wild-caught marine fish without permits violates the Lacey Act, one of America's strongest wildlife protection laws. It doesn't stop with clownfish either. Species like the mandarin fish, yellow tang, and Moorish idol are also over-harvested to meet demand. Every time a wild fish is taken from a reef, it leaves a scar on the ecosystem. Coral breaks, anemones die, and biodiversity drops. What's worse, most of these wild fish don't survive long in home aquariums. They're delicate, require precise conditions, and often die within weeks, turning a crime into a tragedy. So before you buy that rare imported fish online, ask, was it bred in captivity or stolen from the sea? Because one choice supports conservation and the other supports destruction. Chapter 6. What happens if you're caught? Let's be real. Most people who buy illegal fish don't think they'll get caught. But federal and state agencies take this very seriously. Under the Lacey Act and the Endangered Species Act, owning, importing, or trading banned aquatic species can lead to fines up to $250,000 and even prison time. That's right, your rare fish could cost you more than a sports car. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service regularly monitors online marketplaces, social media groups, and import records. They've busted entire smuggling rings trying to sneak exotic fish in from Asia and South America, hidden inside luggage or mislabeled shipments. And here's the kicker. Even if you didn't know your fish was illegal, ignorance is not a defense. Once it's in your tank, it's your responsibility. So before you click buy, make sure that fish isn't on a restricted list, or you might be the star of the next wildlife bust video. Chapter 7. How to stay on the right side of the law. If you love aquariums, the solution isn't fear, it's knowledge. Here's how to keep your hobby both legal and ethical. Buy only from certified U.S. breeders or stores that provide documentation. Check the Fish and Wildlife Service database for restricted species before buying. Avoid rare imports sold online, especially if they're cheap or shipped from overseas. Never release fish into the wild, no matter how healthy they seem. Return them to the store or find a local aquarium club that can rehome them. And remember, there are hundreds of incredible fish that are 100% legal and just as beautiful. Species like the neon tetra, guppy, corridorus, and even certain cichlids offer color, personality, and variety without risking fines or ecosystems. Being a responsible aquarist means understanding that every tank is a tiny ecosystem, one that should never come at the expense of the real ones outside. At the end of the day, it's easy to see why people fall for illegal fish. They're rare, exotic, and fascinating. But the truth is simple. Owning what doesn't belong in your tank never ends well. Every snakehead in a pond, every lionfish on a coral reef, every smuggled clownfish, it all starts with one person who thought, it's just one fish. But that one fish can change an entire ecosystem forever. Real fish keepers don't chase danger. They protect balance. They understand that the beauty of the aquarium hobby lies in harmony, not control. So if this video opened your eyes, hit the like button, share it with other fish lovers, and tell me in the comments which of these illegal fish surprised you the most. And don't forget to subscribe, because next week I'll reveal 10 legal fish that look exotic but are 100% safe to own. Until then, stay curious, stay responsible, and remember, The best aquarium is the one that respects the ocean it came from.